You ever notice how the moment you finally save a little money, your brain immediately starts spending it? Like, look, you're not rich. You're not broke either. You've got maybe a few $1,000s sitting in your account, and suddenly you're thinking things like, okay, technically I could afford a new phone. I mean, $5,000 isn't that much. What's the point of saving if I never enjoy it? And then one unexpected expense hits. Your car, your laptop, a family emergency. And just like that, you're back to zero. If you've ever thought, I'm saving money, but my life doesn't actually feel better, or I make more than before, but I still feel stressed. Yeah, that's not a discipline problem. That's a brain problem. And today we're going to talk about why the first $5,000 doesn't change your life, but it completely rewired how you think about money. Introduction. My name is Sandy, and I spend way too much time thinking about personal finance, money psychology, and why smart people still make dumb money decisions. If you're someone who works hard, tries to save, but still feels like you're one bad month away from panic, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because here's the thing. Most financial advice completely misunderstands this phase of money. And that misunderstanding is why people stay stuck for years. Challenging the biggest money lie. Look, we've all heard the same advice. Save your first $1,000, then $5,000, then $10,000. And the implication is always the same. Once you hit that number, life gets easier. But here's what most people don't realize. Money doesn't improve your life in a straight line. It improves your psychology first. According to a 2023 Federal Reserve report, nearly 37% of adults in the U.S. cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. That means for over a third of people, money isn't math, it's fear. So when you finally save your first $5,000, it doesn't buy you freedom, it buys you mental breathing room. And that changes everything. What $5,000 actually does and doesn't do. Let's get something clear right away. $5,000 does not make you wealthy, replace your income, let you quit your job, solve systemic financial problem. If $5,000 disappeared tomorrow, your lifestyle wouldn't collapse. So why does it feel so powerful? Because your brain doesn't measure money in dollars. It measures money in threat reduction. The psychology. Why your brain panics without a buffer. Here's what's happening neurologically. When you live paycheck to paycheck, your brain stays in scarcity mode. Scarcity mode causes short-term thinking, impulse spending, emotional decision, overreacting to small expenses. There's a famous study by Princeton that showed financial stress can reduce cognitive performance by the equivalent of losing 13 IQ points. That's the same impact as pulling an all-nighter. So when people say, why don't poor people just make better decisions? They're missing the point. Stress makes good decisions impossible. Why $5,000 is a psychological threshold. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your brain doesn't care about net worth milestone. It cares about time coverage. $5,000 roughly represents 1 to 3 months of basic expenses for most people. Enough to handle most emergencies, enough to avoid instant panic. So the moment you cross that number, something subtle happens. You stop asking, how do I survive this month? And you start asking, how do I not mess this up? That's a completely different mindset. Real math example. Let's make this concrete. Say your monthly essentials are rent, $900, food, $300, transportation, $200, utilities and phone, $150. That's $1,550 per month. With $5,000 saved, you've bought yourself over 3 months of safety. Not luxury, not freedom, safety. And safety is the foundation of rational thinking. Why people self-sabotage. At $5,000. Now you might be thinking, okay, Sandy, if $5,000 is so powerful, why do people lose it so fast? Great question. Because your brain isn't used to having money. And when something feels unfamiliar, your brain tries to get rid of it. This is called financial homeostasis. Your mind wants to return to what feels normal, even if normal is stressful. So people subconsciously upgrade their lifestyle, justify small splurges, lend money they shouldn't, stop tracking expenses, and suddenly the buffer disappears. Not because they're irresponsible, but because their identity hasn't caught up yet. The identity shift nobody talks about. Here's what most people don't realize. Saving $5,000 isn't a financial achievement. It's an identity transition. You're moving from, I hope nothing goes wrong, to, I can handle it if something goes wrong. That shift is uncomfortable because now you're responsible. No excuses, no chaos to blame. And some people would rather be stressed than accountable. Why $5,000 makes you feel poorer at first. This part surprises people. Many feel more anxious after saving money. Why? Because now you're aware of how fragile your finances were, how quickly money disappeared, how unprepared you used to be. Awareness feels like anxiety before it feels like confidence. That's normal. Don't confuse awareness with failure. The biggest mistake at this stage. Let me be blunt. The worst thing you can do with your first $5,000 is invest it aggressively. I know that's unpopular, but look, this money's job is not growth. Its job is stability. Emergency funds are not investments. They're insurance. And insurance always feels unproductive until you need it. Actionable. Step number 1, separate the money. Here's something you can do today. Put your emergency fund in a separate account. Not your checking. Not your main saving. Out of sight equals out of temptation. High yield savings accounts currently average around 4 to 5% APY. You're not trying to get rich here. You're trying to buy peace of mind. Actionable step number 2, name the account. This sounds silly, but it works. Don't call it saving. Call it do not touch. Future me. Sleep at night. Fund. Behavioral finance studies show labeled money is spent less impulsively. Your brain respects boundaries when they're clear. Why this changes how you earn money. Once survival is handled, your brain frees up energy. And that's when something wild happens. You start making better income decisions. People with emergency savings are more likely to negotiate salary, leave toxic jobs, say no to bad opportunities, take calculated risks because desperation is expensive and safety gives you leverage. Story. 2 people, same salary. Let me tell you a quick story. 2 people make $3,000 a month. Person A has $200 saved. Person B has $5,000 saved. Same income, same expenses. But person B has option. Person A has fear, and fear quietly taxes every decision. This is why net worth is overrated early on. Early in your journey, net worth doesn't matter. Liquidity does. Cash flow does. Stability does. A $50,000 net worth locked in assets won't help you in an emergency. $5,000 in cash will. What comes after $5,000? Once this foundation is solid, then you move on. Then you build 3 to 6 months expenses. Start investing consistently. Optimize spending. Focus on income growth. But skipping the psychological step breaks everything downstream. Final reality check. Look, $5,000 won't impress anyone. It won't change your Instagram. It won't change your status. But it will change how you sleep, how you think, how you react. And that's how real wealth starts. Quietly, unimpressively, internally. Closing motivation and CTA. If you're working toward your first $5,000 right now, don't rush past this stage. Respect it. Protect it. Let it change how you think before you ask it to change your life. If this video helped you reframe money in a healthier way, hit the thumbs up. It tells the algorithm this content matters. Subscribe if you want more honest conversations about money, psychology, and building a future that actually feels stable. And remember, the goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to stop being afraid of money. I'll see you in the next video.